What's good, Sir Fernell? What's good, Sapphire? How's everyone doing today? Good? Bad? All I know is my life. It's kind of like time if you think about it. It's irrational, it never ends, and I don't know where it's going. There's probably a lot to it, you know? What with my unrealistically high expectations, and my emotions, and my emotional breakdowns, and icky stuff like that. Maybe math had a part in it, you know? But hey, let's get on with it rather than lingering in the past. I've been thinking about math quite a lot lately. Not that I've been using it or anything, but mainly because I've been stuck on the opening of this portfolio for so long that it's starting to show up in my dreams. Also, math keeps popping up throughout my day, like somewhat randomly. Like, for instance, a couple days ago, I got into a rabbit hole about coin flipping. And I started looking up its mechanics and the physics of coin flipping because I couldn't sleep and brains tend to wander when you can't sleep. And it was only when I realized that it was the ungodly hour of 12 a.m. and my dad walked into my room and asked me what I was doing. Mid coin flip, by the way. The coin landed on his head, answering his question, and it landed on heads too. Speaking of head, my head hurts. I'm running on a coffee from yesterday afternoon and 30 minutes of sleep, like most students here probably are. We power through though, right? Like those two planes through the Twin Towers on one unfortunate September 11th, 2001. Sorry, wait, that was a bit too on the nose. Um, One of my uncles died in that ordeal. He was the best pilot in the Middle East. Wait, you know what else makes my head hurt? Math. You ever get a math problem so weird you start to wonder if you're the problem? If train A leaves Chicago at 60 miles per hour and train B leaves New York at 45 miles per hour headed in the same direction, when will they meet? I don't know, man. Probably right after I give up on the problem. Probably right off right probably right after I give up on my life. Why do I need to be involved in this? Am I a train conductor? And fractions. Oh, fractions. Fractions are like my love life. They're unnecessarily complicated and they're constantly being reduced against my will. My old math teacher once said that fractions are your friends. Friends? Really? Because if fractions are my friends, then decimals are that ex who texts me at 3 a.m. asking me if I'm still up. I always struggled with math, but my parents tried to help me through it. My dad once told me, "You're bad at math because you're creative." That's like telling someone you're bad at swimming because you're fluent. That's not that helpful. And I'm not even that creative. Like sure, I got into Psi, but I'm not a genius. My brain is like a bad roommate. It never pays rent. It constantly loses basic information. And every now and then it'll just scream, "Hey, remember that embarrassing thing from 2019? I don't need that right now." Speaking of embarrassing things that have happened in the past, have you guys ever peed your pants when you were younger? I like to relate peeing your pants with feeling love or empathy or other fuzzy emotions like that. Because they share a lot of things in common when you experience both of them. They're warm, they feel good, and only you know what's happening. But afterwards, you feel all icky and yucky, and you want to kill yourself because, oh, what just happened to me? Yeah, because you peed your pants. But that also scarily accurately describes what I felt like when I first learned about algebraic expressions. Because the amount of terms that I only got to use like 3 years later was making my 10-year-old little me brain go. Can you imagine a 10-year-old reading that from a textbook? Like, variables are letters used to represent numbers and unknown quantities. Bitch, the only unknown I understood was whether or not I'd make it through the math period. I'd like constants are just numbers, which was great because it was the only thing that stayed constant in my head. But constants are different from coefficients, which are also just numbers. I used to like to think about coefficients as clingy little bitches that cling on to their variables, even though the variables didn't care about them anyways. And my math teachers looked at me, a 10-year-old bowling ball shaped boy, and decided, yeah, he understands that. That, I'm pretty sure, talking about algebraic expressions when I was like 10 years old fucked little me's head up very badly and probably gave me a bunch of emotional and mental damage as well. Speaking of emotional damage, let's talk about word problems. Here's one for you. If Johnny has 36 marbles and he gives 2 marbles to Sarah, how many marbles does he have left? First of all, why does he have 36 marbles? Is he a marble collector? Based on his name, he's probably like 6 years old. He has the emotional maturity of a drunk cactus. And why is he giving marbles away? Why is he only giving 2 of them away? Selfish bastard. And we never hear the story after the problem. Like, if Johnny gave 2 marbles away, what's his end game? Is he trying to impress a girl? Is he trying to impress Sarah? Nothing says romance like 2 small balls. Here's another one. If there was a pizza, if you cut a pizza in 8 slices and you ate 3 of them, how much of the pizza do you still have left? Answer: too much. That's the fraction. And don't go lying to yourself or your family members that you're not saving it for later. You're gonna stare at it on the counter for the next half hour, and you're gonna go, well, it'll be rude to leave it. Also, what psychopath is cutting pizzas? You're wasting your time. Doesn't pizza come pre-cut? You know what math I do care about? If you eat half a pizza, that's not 4/8 of a pizza. That's not 2/4 of a pizza. That's dinner. And if you eat the whole pizza, that's self-care. So thank you, math teachers, for trying your best. But at the end of the day, it's night. And we're probably gonna be able to use a calculator when we're doing math. And who knows, you're probably not solving word problems to yourself as a bedtime story as an adult, or applying those same word problems to real life. But maybe you'll be giving your 2 small balls to a girl that you're trying to impress. Or maybe you'll be downing a pizza on the counter like a fat ass. Or like me yesterday. So thank you for listening.